Okay, so I am on a constant struggle to find a balisong that will not break. As I said in my Baron Sun trainer review video, that you wouldn't have to worry about like the handles breaking and stuff. No, that's not true. Okay, this is one of my two Baron Sun Silvermane trainers. I believe this is the first one, and yep, it's broken. I broke this one, and I got another one for Christmas. Just about, I don't know, say a week after I got it, it broke too. And like I dropped it on concrete like only 2 or 3 times, and that was enough to break it. The thing with these is that right in this area right here, crack develops across here, and once you get that crack, you're done. It's gonna eventually break. I mean, there's pretty much no fix for that, other than like, I don't know, welding it shut. I mean, there's really no logical fix for that. So once you get that crack, you're pretty much done. Which butterfly knife will not break on me? I tried yet another one, and this is another Benchmade knockoff. In my Benchmade comb knockoff video, I got a couple complaints about whining on how it's unfair to have Benchmade's name on something that isn't Benchmade and stuff. And I still go by that, but I just won't rant about that as much. As we can get started, I got this from China, so it took a while to get here. It took shorter than usual. It took about 1.5 weeks, which is impressive. It usually takes like about a month to get here. So they upgraded the box even more, so this is it. It looks a lot like a Benchmade box. The way you can tell that it isn't a Benchmade box is because it doesn't have the tabs right here that would stick out to prevent it from sliding. Real Benchmade boxes have that, so that's an instant way to tell if it's a fake or not. It also doesn't have a model number because there is no model number for this since it's not a real Benchmade. But the last one was just like a crappy little open thing. This is actually a slide open, which is a bit of an upgrade. Box has all the printing and stuff as their actual Benchmade box would. So I got this little thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's this little eagle keychain thing. I'm not sure what this is. It says "Dear," and that's it. No name or anything. Dear, thank you for your purchasing. This is a gift for you. Hope you like it. Bruce. I have no idea who Bruce is, and I don't think Bruce knows who I am either because my name's not in there. I have no idea what this is. Okay. Then we got the sheath that comes in. This is a bit of an upgrade from the last sheath I got. This is actually very similar to a 51's sheath. It has the straps for the horizontal or vertical carry, which is neat. I mean, this is an upgrade from their other sheaths. So as you can see, it says Benchmade on it. Not a Benchmade, but no. So open this up. Funny thing, the instant you open this, you can tell it's a fake because it's got this special latch I'll talk about later, and it has this torque screw, which is nice. This came in handy multiple times. This is it. This is the channel construction version of the fake Benchmade 40T. Now the funny thing is, I don't know if an actual 40T was ever released by Benchmade. I know there's the 40TR, but I've never heard of an actual 40T. If any of you have ever heard of one that's actually real, go ahead and tell me. I've had this trainer for like about a day and a half. It's been long enough for me to get my first impressions on what I like and don't like about it. Just basic things. It has a spring latch. When you squeeze the handles together, it opens. As you can see, it's a trainer blade, so you can't stab or cut yourself with it. It's perfectly legal to carry almost anywhere. I mean, this is just basically a recreational toy, basically. I mean, it's not really, doesn't really pose any threat to anyone. It's fake. The design is extremely similar to a Benchmade 42, which is the appeal to this, probably. I guess I can start out with the blade. On the blade it has the butterfly. It says Balisong inside of it. Balisong was actually the original company name for Benchmade. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that until a couple weeks ago. But that's the reason why it says Balisong in it instead of Benchmade, because that was the original name for the company, and beneath it says 40. This isn't an actual 40, so just keep that in mind. On the other side, It says 440C. This blade probably isn't 440C. It's not really that high quality of steel, so I don't know. But it probably isn't. It's probably just cheap China steel. And then below that it says Benchmade USA. It's not. This is all just part of the cloning process. It has all the holes to reduce weight and basically to say, hey, I'm not a knife, I can't hurt you, don't be afraid of me. That's basically what these are for. Something interesting that I'm sure some people that are starting to get into balisong should know, with these channel construction balisongs, at least the good ones, you'll have a kicker. This is a kicker right here. It's a little protruding piece of metal that basically prevents the edge from hitting the inside of the handle. Because if it were to hit the inside of the handle every single time, it would just dull out really, really quickly. So that basically just puts a little gap in between so that it doesn't do that. On the edge itself, it actually has a really good 90-degree angle. You can actually cut stuff with it. I mean, you can't really cut yourself while flipping, but you can actually cut wood with this, which is pretty cool. With the tang extensions here, one looks a little bit bigger than the other. I don't know if this is just me or not, but one of them looks bigger than the other, which is just a machining problem. I mean, it's not precise. It's from China. It's not really Benchmade quality at all. I expect stuff like that, and I don't really mind. I just want a knife that won't break or fall apart. That's all I ask for. I don't really care about precision. If I were to get a knife that was $100 or over, I would expect for it to be pretty precise, but this is a $20 knife off of eBay. I mean, this is, for the money, this is actually really good with my experience. That is, if you Loctite all the screws and everything and just maintain it, this is actually not a bad knife. I mean, this is a really good knife for $20. I'm not kidding. This is better than a Baron Son by far. I mean, no joke. The tang pin, it's not exactly pushed in evenly. One side sticks out more than the other, which causes, I'm not sure if you can really notice that or not, but it kind of dips down at the ends right here, just because of how uneven the pin is. But that's fine, it's not a big difference. I'm really hoping this pin lasts a long time and I don't have to like re-epoxy it in there for a while. So the pivot's just a very, very large warning with this. I was one of those lucky people that whenever I got a balisong trainer, whatever it may be, my pivots would never fall out for some reason. I don't know. I was just always lucky, and everyone would say Loctite your pivots or the pins will come out. I just sort of ignored that because I'd never really had a problem with that. But I had a problem with that with this one. So if you're one of those people that were like me, pay attention to those things. They will come out. Like, they literally almost came out on me. They were sticking out like a centimeter from the handle. So once you get this Loctite, it's not hard. There are tutorials online. Just get some epoxy, take the screw out, and just apply it and screw it back in. It's that simple. And wait for like an hour or two. It's that simple. Just do it. It will save you so much troubles. You won't have to like look for the tiny little pin that's in your carpet or something. Just do it. It makes your life so much easier. It also has like brass washers in there, which is also another good thing. I mean, that's a bit of an upgrade from just like those crappy, what are they, like plastic washer things that are in really, really cheap knives. This is an upgrade from that, so I like that. It's actual brass washers in there. Then again, it's not like the highest quality brass, but I don't really mind. It flips great. So the skeletonization is identical to that of a 42, obviously, since it's a knockoff. On the inside of the channel, when they were drilling some of these holes, they got too deep with the drill, and they cut inside the channel by accident. And that is a very, very common thing that you will find with these and any other Benchmade fake out there. If you see that, that's definitely a fake. Don't even begin to think that you have a real Benchmade if you see this, because that will not happen at a Benchmade knife. It's on the other side too. I was kind of worried about that, but I got it and I was like, yeah, okay. The handles are channel construction, which is awesome. It's very shiny. I really like that. It's very smooth. The combination of the really flat and smooth handles against the very round tang of this makes it really good for like axle grinds like that. This is really good for axle grinds and extended rollovers and stuff. So the latch is interesting. I actually really like the latch. This little thing came out of place, so it wasn't really in the slot where it should be, so it was kind of sticking out. So I had to adjust that to the point where it would be in the right spot so it could screw in and everything. Like after a bit of flipping, this screw came out. Like it literally just fell out, so I had to like crawl on the floor and find it, which was a pain. Once again, Loctite every screw on this. There's only about 4 or 5 screws on this, so it shouldn't be hard, alright? Loctite all of them. It will save you so much trouble. I also Loctited this one. It didn't have any problems, but I just went ahead and did it because I didn't want to lose that screw. Moving on to the latch, of course it's a spring latch. It's a Benchmade patent. It has a latch gate, just like the actual 42, which is nice, but you don't really need a latch gate because it's a spring latch. Most of you already know how this works. It's just a spring attached to like a little metal bar up there, and it attaches to the latch so it can only stay in this position. It's interesting. I mean, it's not as innovative as, say, the 51's latch, but it's simple and it's effective. This latch, there's a lot to say about this. The newer Chinese fakes are starting to have these. I personally ordered one that shouldn't have had this just because I wanted one that looked as close to a 42 as possible, just because, you know, if you're going to get a fake, why not just go all out with it? So I got this though, so that was kind of a disappointment at first, but then I really learned to really like this latch because it's adjustable. It basically has this disc here, and you can twist it and adjust it to go up and down the latch shaft depending on how spaced out the handles are at the bottom. So right now it's about at that perfect place so that if I squeeze the handles together it will pop out. So now here's the thing with this screw up here, this one, the one in the middle, there's nothing that prevents it from coming out of the top of this, okay? There's nothing preventing it, so it will come out if you don't check it periodically. What happened with me was, I was flipping this outside, right? I wasn't really thinking about the latch. All of a sudden I saw 2 metal pieces come off my knife, and I didn't really think it was anything. I thought it was just like something falling from the tree above me or something, so I just kept flipping it. I went to close it, the disc and the screw was gone. So I was like, oh no, this is bad because it's in the grass. I'm never going to find this. My suggestion is to find a setting you like and Loctite it to there. Like, don't Loctite the disc, just Loctite the screw that is in there to keep the disc from coming out. So find a setting you like and Loctite it there, because I had to go outside with a magnet and scan the ground. It didn't take me that long actually, but it could have been much worse. So take this advice, please. If you don't want to spend hours trying to find the pins and screws to this, Loctite everything, okay? It's not overrated, trust me, okay? So, of course, it has the mushroomed in part, which is awesome because they also have the indent similar to the 42. And this is probably one of the most securely locking latches I've ever seen. Usually with most balisongs and cheap balisongs I've had, the handles will get closer together and the lockup won't be as tight within the first few hours or the first day or so. This hasn't happened at all. It still locks up extremely solid, and even if it were to get worse, I could just adjust it and bam, there you go. It's that simple. I really like this latch. They have that cup on each side because you can also lock it in the open position, but when you try to lock it in the open position, it doesn't really like to spring out, so just keep that in mind for some reason. I don't know why, but I also don't recommend locking it in the open position because it will cause the tang pins to really wear into these cups where the tang pin will hit, so it will really decrease the spacing, and it eventually will cause the two handles to hit each other when they close. So don't really squeeze on this because that will happen with almost any knife. The flippability of this is pretty good. It's pretty heavy. It's not as heavy as a Baron Sun, but it's not like as light as one of those like sandwich construction cheap ones. It takes getting used to. It took me a while to get used to the aerials and chaplains and stuff. I mean, that's how it is with almost every balisong, but yeah, it took some getting used to, but after not long I got used to how it flips and stuff, and I'm perfectly fine with it now. So it is a good flipper too. I mean, it's the thing with the 42, it had titanium handles. Titanium is a naturally just a lighter metal than steel, which this is. These handles are just stainless steel. They're nothing special, but they're not like that molded aluminum crap that the Baron Sun came in, because that stuff cracks really easily. This stuff doesn't really crack. It's just a different material, and you don't really have to worry about these cracking, and trust me on that, because I've had experience with these types of handles before. Any like aluminum molded handle or something like that, or like pot metal, that you definitely have to worry about breaking. You don't really have to worry about this breaking just because it's a bit better quality than most cheap metal. It's still not really good, but it's probably some of the best you'll get with all the crappy cheap knives. For $20, dude, this is a steal. I'm not kidding. If you want one of these, I say go ahead and pick one up, because this is really, really good for $20. A thing when you close it, you gotta be careful, because the spacing in between the two handles when it's closed is very, very small. So when you close it, if a little bit of your finger is caught up in there, it'll pinch and it'll hurt a lot. So just keep that in mind. You know, like fanning and stuff like this. I mean, that's really good for this, because the handles are very polished and smooth. So you don't really, I mean, it's not really hard to do those. So like pretty much any kind of chaplain to chaplain transfers is fine with this. I mean, like from the thumb to the index finger to the middle finger back to the index. I mean, you can do all of that. This is a great flipper, in case you're wondering. So it's not like the best flipper ever, but it's good. And of course, you can also like do reverse chaplains and basically anything you want to throw at this, it can take. So yeah, suicide drops, aerials, they're all good. I mean, once again, this is, I mean, just, it's a really good knife for $20, guys. I'm serious. I'm really impressed with it. The tolerances of this is so much better than any other knife I've gotten. And I've said before, I judge knives on not how good they are when they first get here, but how long those good things last. Usually with these butterfly knives, those good things go away within like the first day or week. I have not had any of the good things of this go away at all. Even the blade play, it's still not bad. I mean, it's a bit over what it should be, but I mean, it's not bad. I mean, that's all because I just locked out of the handles. I mean, this is just a bit better constructed than most CCCs, which is cheap Chinese crap, cheap Chinese counterfeit, whatever you want to call it. CCC is just cheap Chinese crap. So, and this is just better than most CCCs. I would prefer this over a Baron Sun. Really, I'm not kidding. It's better for chaplains than a Baron Sun. It's just overall better for tricks. It'll last longer than a Baron Sun. The lockup's more solid. I mean, everything. The one thing that you're not going to get from this that you get in a Baron Sun is that it's made in the USA. For the Baron Sun, this is made in China. And plus you're getting a spring latch, you're getting an adjustable spring latch, handle materials that won't actually crack unless you really put through some hard crap. For the money, this is a really nice knife, and I recommend it for anyone that's getting into flipping who wants a knife that will maintain its good properties. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed, and if you like videos like this, go ahead and give it a like. If you don't, go ahead and give it a dislike. I'm not judgmental or anything, so yeah. Alright, see ya.